Hi friends, welcome back to Nook. So today is going to be something I've made before, but I wanted to put out a video today because I know you guys have missed me and all that stuff. You guys have been very wonderful with your comments and stuff, and I thank you very much. But because my taste is not back 100% because my nose is just still a little bit plugged, my smell is not back 100%. It's really close. It's really, really close. I just wanted to have meals that I know what the meal's supposed to taste like. And the other day I wanted some of this, but I couldn't taste it. And I've been having troubles with the macaroni and tomato not tasting right. So I think I'm just sticking by what I do know. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it down here and get everything started. So I have already the water boiling here. I have 2 cups of macaroni in there. Alright. And then I have some butter melting over here. I don't know for sure if you can see that. Let me raise that up to go over top of them noodles there. Oops, forgot I brought it over here. So what I do is I add onions and green peppers to mine along with my can of tomatoes. So I'm going to be putting some onions in there, just some frozen ones. And I have some frozen green peppers. Try not to put that big lump that's all frozen together there. I'll have to see if Mark can get those 2 lumps to go down some. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and be cooking up the onions and just wait on that for me. Mark, just wait on that for a second. And I'll be going ahead and putting the tomatoes in there once the onions and mushrooms have cooked a little bit. And then we'll get the rest of this going here for you. And we'll just have some macaroni and tomato. This is going to be a fancy, not fancy, super easy meal. So this should go on pretty fast here. And one thing I forgot, I was making this for Mark and I, not just me. And he doesn't like it without the hamburger in there. And so I'm going to go ahead and just use some of my freeze-dried hamburger. And the juice from the tomatoes will cook up you can already tell. The hamburger comes back so very easily. But the onions and peppers are done anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and drop those in here. And put in my quarter tomatoes. Now I just like to have more tomatoes in this. I'm sure if it was for my daughter, she would like the pint because she doesn't really care for cooked tomatoes, but Mark and I do. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the salt and pepper. And by the way, down below, it always says support my account and stuff like that. It actually has like those salt and pepper shakers and some of the things that I use a lot in my videos. So you can go right to that to be able to purchase that yourself. The noodles are just about done. And it will only take just a couple minutes to have the tomatoes warm up because the meat is already pre-cooked. It just needed to be reconstituted. So I'll bring you back once the noodles are done and we'll pull everything together. Alright, so I drained the noodles and go ahead and throw this all in the pan here. And of course, adding the noodles and stuff does make it, the extra tomatoes and stuff does make that a little bit more heartier. That's hard to believe that's only 2 cups of pasta, personally. Now, sometimes I have made this with some beef broth cubes or whatever, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that this time. So I will get this dished up and I'll show you the rest. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this plated up some. Now, Mark likes to have his with some Parmesan cheese. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'll just put that on the whole thing. I probably won't be able to eat all that. But anyways, that is just a quick, easy macaroni and tomato This is probably a dish that was one of my absolute favorites growing up. We didn't put meat in ours, and my mom did not put the onions and green peppers. But I like this even without the meat, but the onions and green peppers and the butter. So, have you guys ever made this? If you have, what do you call it? I just call it macaroni and tomato. So, thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you have a very blessed and wonderful day.